Hello viewers, welcome back to Ohio Airgun Shooter. Thank you for stopping by. If you're new to the channel, haven't yet, please hit those like and subscribe buttons. I'd really appreciate that. Now, for this video, I have a bit of a throwback air rifle for you. It's one that I purchased not quite 10 years ago, probably closer to 8, I believe. It's something I purchased off of pyramidair.com. At the time, I believe it was in the closeout section, and I'm pretty sure I paid less than $100 for it. I got the original bill here, or packing list, but it doesn't have how much I paid. But I think it was like $99.99 US. But again, it was on clearance. They don't make these anymore. Matter of fact, I just jumped on their website a few minutes ago, and only thing that they have in Stoeger are some PCP air rifles. Now, this particular Stoeger air rifle is the X20 S2 synthetic stock 22 caliber break barrel air rifle. It did come with the 4x32 compact illuminated red-green reticle scope. However, I have a Leapers 4 to 32 millimeter adjustable objective scope on top. It's a lot longer, and I'll explain why I replaced the scope that came with it with the Leapers. One, the Leapers is more of a Springer rated scope, so it has a bit more durability. But I'll get to the scope that came with it in a moment, because it actually arrived with an issue. It doesn't mean that I can't use it, but it's a bit of a distraction when you look through it. However, anyways, this again is the 22 caliber version. I believe it has a claim velocity of up to 800 feet per second with lead pellets, and I believe it claim velocity of up to 1,000 feet per second with lighter alloy pellets. Now, as you can see, I still have the original box that it came in. That's one thing I like to do, is just hold on to any boxes that, any air rifles or air guns come in to, it gives me a good place to store them. Also, I believe it kind of helps with resale value a little bit, to have the original boxes, something you can ship in. That way you can double box them. Here is the box. It came with a 2-year warranty. And again, here's the velocities. I might have tested this in a prior video briefly, just maybe testing some pellets or doing some maintenance testing with the Chronograph. But we'll test a variety of lead pellets, and I think I have a couple. I think I might have one alloy pellet that I could try. I don't have any more PBA Raptors, but I do have it's one of those. I think I have some 22 caliber Skenko pellets. They're like those plastic jacketed alloy pellets. It didn't come with a case at all, but it just came in this box. So we'll put that aside, and we'll just do a quick walk around here. It is a synthetic stock, very nice plastic. I mean, when I first opened it up and pulled it out of the box, one thing I noticed is it does have really good solid feel. It's not hollow at all. This is really the only second synthetic stock Springer that I've ever bought. The first one being a Walther Falcon Hunter in 25 caliber, which actually was a Turkish-made Hatsan rifle. And that stock was the most brittle, hollow piece of crap stock that I've ever, it was horrible. It kept cracking, and it was a nightmare. I've mentioned that in prior videos, how bad that stock was. I mean, you could pick it up and just kind of, as soon as you go to pick it up, you can hear like the plastic just kind of creak and crack, and it wasn't very good at all. Now this is just very solid. I mean, firearms grade polymer plastic. Has a 11mm dovetail rail, ambidextrous automatic safety. Trigger is adjustable. Right now, I believe I have a very short first stage because there's very little play, and I believe you can adjust it to where you have a little bit more. It's not the best trigger. It is scope only. It didn't come with any open sights. It's not even drilled or tapped on the top of the breech there to accept any type of open sights. It is suppressed. Helps reduce the noise. This is just kind of molded onto the barrel, so you can't remove it. Yeah, I mean, it's just very nice. I do have lower rings mounted on it, which the lower you can get to the barrel is better for your true, barrel to scope. Just I think it helps with barrel droop a little bit. Like with my RWS Model 34, it just has kind of the longer barrel, and I have a compensating mount on top, which kind of can't, angles your scope down just a little bit, and just kind of adjust for that barrel droop when you're shooting at targets. Just brings your center of your barrel up a little bit, and kind of just it's supposed to just compensate for any type of barrel droop, but just not to get too technical. But yeah, I mean, it's just a very well built air rifle. Just kind of gave you a sneak peek of it on my previous video with the Daisy Powerline Model 822. I pretty much just kind of wrapped up sighting in. As you can see in that video, I pretty much already have it sighted in at 15 yards. But we'll run some pellets over Chronograph today, get some numbers, and then we'll take it out later and see how well it shoots. I did hit within that 3 3/4 inch circle at 15 yards, but I'll see if I can tighten that up with some other pellets. I'm back to the box. It is made in China. Here's the suppression system, suppressor, dual stage noise reduction. As you can kind of see there, it kind of looks like, again, the velocities. Again, they really like to hype up. Gammo was really all about hyping up the velocities, selling their air rifles on how fast they shoot, but speed doesn't always translate to accuracy. Matter of fact, it's just the opposite, especially with lighter pellets, because they'll start to tumble, and then you get keyholing, and they just fly everywhere. And then here's pretty much all the features. But back to the scope. I mean, this was the original scope. Just kind of has that hooded type objective lens here. It's not adjustable. Can't even adjust the magnification on this one. I can't do it on that one either. I can just do the objective. But this did have the red or green lit up reticle. I don't know if I can show you on here. If I can see. But when I look through here, the tube, there's a piece that looks like they forgot the machine out. So you don't got like a full round sight picture inside here. It kind of goes around, and then this little piece kind of is like a straight line. You can kind of see it. It's like just not perfectly round, and it's just annoying. I don't know if I can try to get almost. If I can get that. See what I'm saying? There, that's the angle. That's the piece. I'm saying just you can't. The bottom left or bottom right, right around the 4 and 5 o'clock position, you can kind of see what I'm talking about. But that was the only issue. I mean, it works. I've used this on a couple other things, and it stays right on target. It was just annoying, and I wanted to put something a little bit more Springer rated on top of this, and I haven't had any problems with the leapers at all. And it's not too powerful an air gun, so I really haven't had any problems with scope creep with it. So but yeah, I mean, it's a nice little scope. I just wish it would have. I mean, I guess I could have sent it back, but again, at the time this was in closeout, so I was like, I only paid less than $100 for it, so no biggie. I mean, I can still use this. I could just throw it on something else. I have used this on the Daisy 822 and a couple others, but yeah, well, there's the original scope, Stoeger. But yeah, let me get this thing set up. I'll get some pellets selected, and get the chronograph set up, and we'll just get some velocity numbers, and then later on we'll take it outside and see how well we do at 15 and 20 yards. Alright, I selected 8 different pellets. We'll start with the lightest. These are the RWS hypervelocity pellets. These are made by Skenko, that Hungarian company. These I got weighed at 10.68 grains, so roughly 10.7 grains. So these going to get close to that 1,000 feet per second. It should be with these. Up a little bit are the 12.65 grain Beeman Silver Bear. Should get pretty good velocities, probably upper 800s with those. And then a good 14 grain pellet are these RWS Maestro Cool Gun. These are really good. They're a flat nose pellet, pretty good accuracy out to about 10 meters or so. Very good 14 grain pellet. They did really well in my Crossman or Daisy Powerline Model 822 multi-pump. And next I'll try the 14.5 grain RWS Superdomes, and then everybody's favorite 15.89 grain JSB Exacts, and then these H&N Terminators. We get into the 16 grain pellets, 16.36 grain to be exact. These are all lead except for the RWS hypervelocities, and then we're going to start getting into the heavier with the lead Cro-Magnums from H&N, 18.21 grains, and then the even heavier 21.14 grain Beeman Kodiaks, or these are made by H&N Sports. They're also known as the H&N Barracudas. This is just an older tin of the Beeman the Beeman branded pellets, which fell under the name Kodiak. So they're the exact same pellet. So I'll just shoot some of these up today. You notice in some of my videos I always refer to the Barracudas as the Kodiaks, and that's why. Just I've always known them as the Kodiaks. So, but yeah, well, I'll do 3 of each. I only have a few of these left, so I might just do 2. But I'll have to find some more of those. I don't even think they even sell these under the RWS label anymore. I'll have to go and find some of these. I'm not sure. I mean, I might be able to get some off of eBay, but I haven't been able to find these off of any other websites. But yeah, so we'll just try these 8, all lead except for the RWS hypervelocities. So let me get the chronographs turned on, and we'll get some velocity numbers. All right, first up with the Stoeger X20S, or the RWS hypervelocity alloy pellets, 10.68 grains. They are the plastic sabeted, like a little mini bullet. So see if we can get close to that 1,000 feet per second with these. chronograph to read these. Just 803.1. That one. 809.1. So we won't hit 1,000 feet per second with a 10 grain alloy pellet. 809.6. So that's 3 with the RWS. Hypervelocity, max velocity was 809. So nowhere near the 1,000 feet per second with a 10.6 grain alloy pellet. All right, next up are the Beeman Silver Bear 12.65 grain lead hollow point. They're more of a combination between a hollow point and a wad cutter. Currently, it's the lightest thing I have in lead for 22 caliber. $777.5. $776.1. Finger's a little oily here. All right. 780.5. So pretty decent number with the 12.65 grain lead Silver Bear from Beeman. They're also, I believe, they're an H&N sport pellet. So let's move on to the next, which will be the RWS 14.0 grain Meisterkugeln. These are flat nosed. Try 3 of these. Again, they're pretty good pellet for 10-meter shooting. Again, they're just a flat nose. $734.1. $735.4. They're going pretty loose. 734.9. So 734 to 735, the highest with the RWS Meisterkugeln. Next up, the RWS Superdome 14.5 grain lead. Had what? High 735 with 14 grain. So let's see what we get with the 14.5 grain. 707.4. Pretty good drop for just a half a grain. They're a bit longer and they're domed. 722.3. So up a bit. Haven't weighed these to see what kind of variations there is from pellet to pellet. So I'm just going with what they say, 14.5. That one did not read. We'll do one more. I held it just right. 719.5. So what, 722 was the highest with those? All right, next up, start get into the closer to the 16 grain, or the 15.9 grain JSB Exacts. Supposed to be a very good pellet. They're domed. Which is one of the most consistently weighed pellets, I guess. Weight pellets. So let's see what these get. Will we finally drop under 700 feet per second? Actually pretty good, 736.8. So actually higher than the 14.5 grain RWS. That's actually pretty good. 727.6. That's interesting. A little bit more drag with the Super Domes. Alright, we'll drop down to 704.5. A little bit of smoke there from the heat. But yeah, that's the JSB Exact 15.89 grains. So pretty good numbers with those. Surprised it was started out faster than the RW Super Domes, but still above 700. All right, next up, the 16.36 grain H&N Terminators. I have a feeling we'll drop under 700 feet with these. There they are. They're like that hollow point with a little tiny point in the center of it. .668.4. So dropped underneath the 700. Still pretty good. Good energy. 663.1. .664.5. So under the 700 feet per second with the 16.36 grain Terminators from H&N. All right, next up we'll get into the heaviest, well, one of the heavier, the H&N Cro-Magnums, 18.21 grains. All right, the first of the heavier pellets are the H&N Cro-Magnum, 18.21 grain. These are hollow point. I like to use these a lot just to start out when I'm shooting springers, kind of help with the, you know, once you get oils and stuff, you get the excessive dieseling or, you know, some slight detonation. But the heavier pellets kind of help with that. Kind of helps tone down all that, you know, once you first go to shooting after, you know, you oiled it or whatever. I mean, a little bit of dieseling or detonation is okay, but if you get too much excessive, it could damage your air rifles, your springers. Turn this on real quick. All right, 18.21 grain Cro-Magnums, lead from H&N. Oh, that one didn't read. I gotta readjust my aim point here. Like I gotta get it just right over this chronograph or it will not read. 597.0. So under 600 actually with the heavier. Still good energy, you know, being a heavier pellet. All right, let's go in a little tighter. All right. Nope, that one didn't read. Chronograph seems to be a little finicky when it comes to some of these air rifles. Just when I'm trying to hold it. That's why I kind of moved it off the table because I was having problems. Another one. So, I mean, we did get at least one good number, but sometimes when the batteries start to go, but I put some fresh batteries in it. All right. That's another one. Come on, wasting pellets here. Let's go. $623.7. So back over 6. All right, one more. 637.0. Tell you what, let me do one more. Just because I had all those errors. So where's that first one? Dropped under 6. And now we're back over. $604.6. So again, 600s. Good energy with the heavier Cro-Magnums. Figure all that out later. All right, next we'll move to the heaviest Beeman Kodiaks from H&N Sports. Just to have the Beeman branding or label, but they are H&N Barracudas, exact same weight. I just happen to have a older tin of these I bought way back. All right, these will probably definitely be under 600 feet per second. All right. I don't want to shoot anything much heavier than this in this. Unless again you're using them to kind of start out to help with the detonation and dieseling. 566.7. $576.1. One more. Nice today, so definitely a good day to get out and do some accuracy testing with this. 570.3. Let me do one more. See if we can get just a little bit above that. So pretty good numbers with the 21 grain. Yeah, it's got to be pushing well over 16 joules, right? Wow, 584.9. So this number seemed to steadily climb. But that's the 21.14 grain Beeman Kodiaks or H&N Barracudas with the Stoeger X20 synthetic stock 22 caliber break barrel air rifle. Let's go back, get the table set up, and we'll just kind of go over the results and wrap up this video. Well, there was some velocity testing with the Stoeger X20 S2 air rifle using a variety of different pellets, everything from 10.6 grain alloy up into the heavy 21.14 grain lead H&N, or in this case Beeman Kodiaks, also known as the H&N Barracudas. Got some pretty good energy with the JSB exacts. I mean, the highest I got was 736.8 feet per second. That came in at 19.16 foot-pounds. Joule-wise, 25.98 joules. During the video, I mentioned that I was getting around 16 joules. I was thinking foot-pounds instead of joules. My mind was thinking, you're doing like paintball markers, and different variety of different air guns, and your mind gets mixed up. But I was saying right around a 16 foot-pound air rifle, and yeah, I mean that's pretty good guess. I mean with the Beeman Kodiaks, I got a high of 584.9 feet per second. That's 21.14 grains. That came in at 16.06 foot-pounds of energy. With the Beeman Silver Bears, 12.65. I had a high of 780.5 feet per second. That came in at 17.13 foot-pounds or 23.23 joules. So your power level, your energy will vary with the weight of your pellet, of course. I mean, I got a wide variety of readings. I mean, my lowest was, let me just look. Looks like the lowest I got was with the Crow Mags, that low of 597.0 feet per second. That came in at 14.41 foot-pounds. That was the lowest. So everything else was kind of in between there, you know, within in the 15, 16 foot-pound range. But I was surprised with the JSBs that they shot faster than the lighter 14.5 grain RWS Superdome. I mean, the JSB exacts being 15.89, so closer to 16 grains. I mean, just even with the 704.5, which was the lowest, I still had 17.52 foot-pounds of energy. So with the JSB exacts, I seem to get the best energy in a medium weight pellet. So it'll be interesting to see how that translates to accuracy outside later on. Yeah, I mean, pretty good velocity numbers. Take this camera out for a second. I kind of want to show you something. I mean, as I was shooting, I went and checked my scope for any type of movement because, you know, I shot, 3, 6, 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What's that? 24 pellets. Probably shot some more because I was having problems with my chronograph, so there was a lot more shooting off camera. So, I mean, I probably shot close to 50 pellets through this thing. My scope did not move at all. One thing I like to do is I'll take some either white paint or even some white like just something, just white out even, and just kind of put a couple dots side by side. That way you can kind of see if there's any movement. It really hasn't. Mine just maybe a little bit. My white could have been just off center, but the front one is still dead on there, so I don't think there was really any movement. I mean, I looked through at the reticle and it's still up and down. It does have mil dot. Doesn't look like it moved at all, because I kind of got the front here just kind of in line with the Stoeger emblem, and it really, I haven't noticed any movement. So still pretty good, pretty well locked down. I'm gonna go around and check all the screws for tightness, because they do have a tendency to come loose. I mean, you can use Loctite on them, but haven't had that much of an issue with these on here. So, but I'll go through and check everything. But yeah, the Stoeger X20 S2 22 caliber break barrel air rifle. It is a spring piston. It isn't gas piston. Kind of feels like a gas piston though when you shoot it, but it is just a Springer. I think it's got the Stoeger. Very nice synthetic stock. Again, the leapers 4 to 32 millimeter. It does have an adjustable objective. I think it goes all the way down to 7.5 yards. So, and then you just I can kind of, focus my magnification, but it is only 4 power. But now my light's getting ready to die. Shut this baby off. Forgot to turn it off after the Chrony testing. But yeah, a little bit of a throwback air rifle. Only paid, $99. I believe, pretty sure it was like it was on closeout for $99.99 US. And I purchased it probably about 8 years ago. I'm surprised I didn't even have the date on the shipping list there. I probably could go back on my order history and see when I bought it, if it goes back that far. But yeah, we'll get it outside here later. Get everything set up, and we'll do some accuracy at 15 and maybe even go a little further to 20 yards with it. Anyhow, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. I hope you liked the video, and I'll see you next time in part 2.